The topic which was given to me is work-life balance, because last discussion we stuck into the thing how to manage this. We have so many things happening, and we always think that this is just like sir told that work-life balance is that we have to give some time to our family, some time to the work, or we have to manage time. All these things comes into the mind because 99% people think that work-life balance is something about psychological or our time management. But when I did a research, and which since last 10 years I'm working on this, particularly how the things affect on our body, because I suffered from the same things which sir told, 24 into 7 into 365. I had a problem, 2010, and today is 2026. For 16 years I'm working on this, so I thought, let me tell our members about what is this. Is it something which we know, or something is hidden behind it? That is most important. And to be very frankly, whatever we have been listening, because doctors, as a doctor, we hardly use our first year knowledge, that is anatomy, physiology, and biochemistry in the knowledge with ourselves. We only know how to treat diseases. So I found that it is something different. So I named the topic as work-life balance is biological. How it is happening? Is it the things which you are doing every day? Fine. This hustle to, like the way we are hustling from morning to evening. The sir has rightly pointed out that this young boy of 38 years come to the things. It has not happened suddenly. It never came suddenly that he had a heart attack and he's come to this, or people are suffering from this. No, it is a accumulated things. So here our biology is affected because our heart, our lung, our kidney, everything, if we talk about them, it starts at the cellular level, and we all give wrong signals to our cells every day, and doctors are there. Today I am going to prove it, how it is biological. It is not psychological. It has nothing to do with time management. It is only to, if you understand this, our biology, I think it is very easy to manage them. So I call this, always I call this simple thing as work-life balance is not a luxury. It is a biological necessity. A tired doctor is not weak. We always, doctors, I know, I also compare myself also when before 2010, we take proud of this. I operated 20 cases a day. I have seen 100 patients a day. Then somebody tells, oh, this senior doctor is seeing 250 patients a day. And somebody is telling he see patient from 9 o'clock. I know a surgeon, a gynecologist who starts work at 4 o'clock in the morning and continue throughout the day. So we take proud of it. But is it the thing we should to take proud of it? When we are destroying our biology every moment, and we think we are proud of working so much, and we are delivering, we are spending, we are serving the society. It is not. When we are not our true server, how can we serve the society in a larger way? We are destroying ourselves, and we are becoming an example of people, because there's a doctor is working so hard, he is working 24, nothing is happening to him. Okay, it doesn't happen, but every person has something sitting out here. Every person must be taking some medicine. Somebody must be diabetes, somebody must be hypertensive, somebody is suffering from some insomnia, something must be there. Every doctor, not a single person is thing. So that's why I told in the beginning, tired doctor is not weak, a weak doctor. Our cells are asking for reset. I told you last time, today also we'll go through this reset phase, how the reset helps us. Now we'll understand this. Why this topic matters today? Because it was a right question raised by one of our doctors. So I thought it is very important to discuss emergency calls, OT pressure, ICU update, medical legal fear, everything. So once we understand that these are the things in our daily life, I always say these are our daily life. Every doctor has to force a OPD, emergency, ward round, serious patient. We all are coming through this. This is our routine. But is that what is happening during that period? So before we go to that, I will go to the topic. I will come to a very simple thing that is called physiology. Let us touch physiology a little bit. What is happening? What happens to a human being? Where we are also human being. What is there? We human being has, or not human being, all living beings, we live in two states only. Either we are in the growth state or we are in the protective state. Either we are in the sympathetic driven or we are in the parasympathetic driven condition state. There is nothing, there is no third state. Or I call it we are in the growth phase or in the protection phase. We can name it in a very simple way. Either we are in the fight and flight mode or we are in the rest and restore mode. There is no third state in between. We are all living in this two state. Now, let us understand what happens in this two state. Everybody knows it. I'm just reminding you. In the growth phase, the body is in a repair mode. It is in the rest and restore. Fine? Everybody understand this. We all know that whenever you go to the, and there is the time where our parasympathetic system comes into the picture. But when you are in stress, but when you are working, when you are in the hospital, when you are seeing patient, we are in a, protection mode. We are in the flight and fight mode. And that mode is we do not decide that. Our cells decide that. The moment they get information that I have 50% waiting, I am 5%, I have to go to the OT, I have some serious patient waiting for me. What is happening there? Our body cells perceive in a certain way, then it creates, it activate that system that is called flight and fight mode. And now in that mode, what is happening? It is good. These all modes coming to this parasympathetic stimulation because it gives us success. It gives us money. It gives us name, recognition. Everything is we get from this state because it gives us. But if we stay in that state for a longer period of time, if we don't go down to the rest and restore phase, and our cells start get the danger signs and it gets affected. And we are damaging our body every moment, because if we don't bring that time, bring into the other state. So, but think of it, we got a phone call in the morning, and from the hospital, we rush to the hospital, we see patient, we go to the indoor, come, and our adrenaline, cortisol level is constantly maintaining. And not up to the 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, it is constantly in that plateau phase. It has never gone down. We have never done anything to bring it down. So our body, our cells are getting damaged every moment. And that's when the moment cells get damaged, our organs start getting damaged. And once our organs start getting, that is, somebody's got heart problem, somebody's got lung problem, somebody's got immunity problem, somebody's got allergy, somebody's got eyesight. Every problem can even go to the cancer. Everything starts with that small importance. So, because our recovery is absent, we do not, throughout the 24 hours, maybe hardly we are giving any time our body to recover. So, imbalance become our biology. So, we are living in a biology where imbalance is a norm. We proudly say that, yes, I have done so much of things, I have harmed so much, I have given life, I have given my sleep for my patients. And we all talk like this, but indirectly, somewhere we are damaging our own body. So burnout now is a weakness. It is a professional health emergency. So it is an emergency. Just like a patient comes to you in an emergency, you take steps. So think of it, your body, your cells are crying now. Your cells are telling, I am in emergency. Can you help me? But we are not doing it. We never listen to them. We don't listen to them. Then we go on working, and that is what is happening. And not only we make our juniors, make our subordinates to do the same thing. Because I have gone through this, so you have to go through this. This becomes, because when I see my my colleagues, they talk to the PG students, I am really surprised. Because I know my postgraduates, when I talk to them, and the way the other consultant behave with them, I think, you had gone through this phase, why don't you allow them to teach them something which they will be benefiting. But I don't know, it is not coming, but we have to. That is one of my aim, that this, at least in the doctor community, we should be able to understand the biology very simply and very honestly. So, from time management to the biological load. That's why I told this one from the beginning. It is not the time management. It is a biological load management. What is happening in our biology? How much load you are giving to our biology, to this human body? Because his body is same for everyone. You, me, or the patient, doesn't make a difference. So, if we are taking care of the biology of our patient, can we take care of, does my biology get enough recovery signals? So, because our cells doesn't understand our language, they understand only one language, that is the signals. Our cells perceive through signals only. Which signals? Which we give them through our 5 senses. That is our five senses. The information enters through our five senses and our cells get affected by that. Remember this thing. So they understand signals. So now what signals I'm giving throughout the day to my cells. You can tell yourself what signals you are giving. What signals today you have given to your cells. What they must have perceived. Because they are I always say in biology, we call them the smallest sentient being. We are made up of 37 trillions of cells, and each and every cells are more intelligent than us. Our intelligence is only 50 years or 60 years or 70 years old. Their intelligence is 250 billions of years. They understand what you perceive, and accordingly they behave. Either they will grow, as I told you, either they will grow, they will do everything good to us, or they will go to the protection mode. Like the protection mode means, like suppose you have a war, and now the siren has come up to go hiding. So everybody will go and hide. So protection, body goes in protection mode. Our cells prepare ourselves for a fight and flight mode. You do not know, but your cells know. So they will secrete the adrenaline, cortisols, and they will, because then our circulation becomes peripheral. Our muscles will get stronger, but our intestine, our thinking, that's why we get the brain fog and all the decision making becomes difficult for us. So balance is not equal hours. It is a sustainable physiology. So whenever we talk about balance, it is balancing our physiology, not our mind. People talk about mind. It is not mind. It is the physiology which needs your attention. Nothing more than this. And we have all forgotten the physiology. It's the first thing we read in the MBBS, and we have all forgotten. So I always say, doctor understand physiology. So connect work-life balance to neuroendocrine, mitochondrial, autonomic, inflammatory, and ethical function. These are the 5 headings on which I'll be talking now. So because I am addressing a gathering of doctors, so you can be able to understand this. So the body, what is the cycle of, now you understand the body designed for cycles, how the cycles runs. So suppose stress come, so we perform. Whenever I'm going to my operation theater, there is a certain amount of stress. We call it eustress. So it improves my performance. I will do everything good there. Fine. Because if I do not have stress, I will do complication. The people who does the complication in surgery are the people who take the things very lightly. This is 100% sure. As a surgeon, I will tell you, and I've seen surgeons doing complication because they take it very lightly. The smallest gallbladder, the simplest gallbladder complication is more than complicated gallbladder. Because, it's very simple, and they create a complication. But once we are out of the performance, then we need a recovery period. Because by that time, the time we are in the cortisol level, high cortisol level, we need a recovery because our cells are now need some time for repair, for renewal. This is what the normal cycle goes. But modern medical life often becomes with a stress, then performance, then more stress, more performance, and no recovery time. When we have given the recovery time, people think recovery time is, if we take rest, we will get recovery. No. Only taking rest is not recovery. You have to send signals to your cells that yes, now you get recovered. Now go to the parasympathetic stimulation. Go to the parasympathetic phase. Go to the protection phase, growth phase. We have to send the signals, and the signals will come through our 5 senses only. So what we are going to do, right? Here comes the role of cellular. When the recovery phase disappears, the doctor's cells stay in survival mode. So now, as I told you from the beginning, we are always in the survival mode, in the fight and flight mode. Every doctor, I know them because from morning to evening, seeing patient, moving from one hospital to another, all this survival mode. I don't know what happens because everybody gets the results after some time, but still it will take some time to remember. So let us come to how we are getting trapped in the alert mode. This is called nervous system. So our body receives one message. Our cells receive that danger is continuing. The moment we receive the danger, this whole thing is continuing. Fine. So the autonomic flexibility reduces. Fight and flight cannot shift to rest and repair mode. Now when we are not allowing them, it is not coming down. So what is happening? Our irritability increases, because that's the reason why doctors in the OPD, in the operation theater, they shout and this and that, is because we lose our sleep. Acidity, anxiety, anger at home become a warning signal. There are warning signals where body is getting. I remember in 2008-9, I used to take every day one omeprazole capsule and go to the OT. I used to wear belt, that support, spinal support to go to the OT. I remember all those days because I never knew about my biology that time. It took me it took me a lot of time to understand this because I suffered. That's why I took into an introspection and I understood this thing. A doctor who cannot switch off is not highly committed, and the autonomic system is trapped in this survival mode because our decision. I'll show you the next slide. How our decision gets are not proper. Right? Many of the times we take wrong decisions. Every doctor, we all take wrong decisions. We are in a hurry. We do mistakes. It's because of this state which you go through. Now, let us go to the hormones. How hormones, this cortisol rhythm matters to us. Cortisol is released because our body has to do certain functions. But when the duty becomes a chronic stress, cortisol stops being a performance hormone and becomes a damage signals. Though cortisol is helpful to us, without cortisol we cannot survive we cannot do any work, but it becomes a danger signal. Then it becomes poor sleep, brain fog, central obesity. All the doctors, we all have this: sugar craving, insulin resistance, fatigue, mood swing, reduced immunity. These are the part of every doctor's life, if I'm not wrong. It is because of this simple chemical, this cortisol, overflooding of cortisol, which is remain there 24 hours in our body. Even in our sleep also, we think about patients. When you go to a party also, we meet a doctor, we talk about a patient. If somebody is not there, a patient will give us a call and he will ask us, "Sir, this report dekhi dele? Amaro kemti achi report dekhi dele?" As if we are all we are made for that only. We are not made for ourselves. We are made for only for patients. It has been portrayed like this, and we are like this. The problem is not stress. The problem is stress without a rhythm. We have lost rhythm. We people have lost the rhythm of life. That is very important. And now, can we get back those things? Is there any way out? That is what we discuss out. So now let us come to a very important small thing in our cells. When I talk about cellular, when I talk about the revival at cellular level, there is a very small, everybody knows heard about the mitochondria. Everybody knows that there is the powerhouse of our body. Everybody knows that without mitochondria is the machine, or you can say that is a factory, that is a generator. It's a generator of our body which generates electricity called ATP, that energy which we record. It generates the ATP, and so it depends on things. So when our mitochondria are healthy, we are healthy, our decisions are healthy, everything is healthy, our cells are healthy. Fine. So mitochondrial, what it needs two things only. It needs oxygen, it needs nutrient, it needs sleeps, because any machine which runs for a long time, because it is working 24/7, it needs some rest. It needs rest, but we are not giving them rest, because the more stressed we are, the more cortisols are there, more mitochondrial function increases, because to survive, to bring to the survival mode, we are in the survival mode. So in the survival mode, we need more energy. So more energy being created by mitochondria. But it is a machine. Just like any other machine, it also gets tired. The more you push the things into the cell, the more free radicals will be generated through that. And more free radicals means more damage to our cells. So very simple things. But though we are doctors, we have never thought about this particular aspect, this mitochondria. So these are the things: sleep, movement, sunlight, hydration, and recovery. These are all very essential things. I will tell you one thing: continuous emergency biology creates energy depth. So now, when we are always in the survival mode, so there is an energy depth with our body. That's why we feel morning weaknesses, tiredness, mental fatigue, low enthusiasm. And I know every doctor, when I meet them in the hospital, after 1 or 2 hours, they look tired. They look tired. They're exhausted. Not that they are not taken food. Not that they do not want to do they don't want to serve the society. Not that they don't want to, because their biology is not permitting them. And we think, no. How can I feel like this? Let me finish up next, see my another 30 patients. This is what is happening. So depends on, so morning tiredness, mental fatigue, low enthusiasm, and stimulant depends on these are all signals. Their body are giving us that Now I'm giving you the signals. Now you think of this, but we don't listen to them. The world may reward the hustle, but our cells only reward the rhythm. Hustle never reward anything. Hustling is, though it become a part of our life, but it doesn't reward us anything. It never gave me anything. I tell you, when I stopped hustling, I did my research work. I stopped operating more than 2 cases a day. I stopped seeing patient after 7 o'clock. I stopped picking up phone after 5 p.m. It's since last so many years now. It's like 2013, 12. From 12, I never pick up phone after 5 p.m. And no patient called me after 5 p.m. because they know Dr. Mahapatra will not pick up the phone. Why should I? Why should I pick up a phone of a patient when I don't want to talk to them? I'm not God. I need my time. So that's the reason, because I found that by doing this, I got result. If I got the result, anybody can get the result. That is my message which I want to give you. So inflammation. Let us come to the now what happens, how inflammation happens. Are we inflammatory people now? Inflammation is going on in our body at present. We all are sitting here. Yes, it is going on because cortisol level is very high. When our cortisol level is very high, so inflammation process is there. Everybody knows it. So what are the stress signals? The signals like when we get the stress signals, no sleep, irregular food, suppressed emotion, and food. Every doctor miss their lunch. Every doctor must have missed something, breakfast. Many times, not in weekly, they must have done it 10 times, 15 times also. No timetable for the food. And we suppress emotion. Emotion is a big thing. We never express because we never get people to talk. To whom we are going to talk? We are not with the family. And we cannot share with our colleagues. We cannot share with our patients. So we are lonely persons. We struggle with ourselves only. So that suppressed emotion is an inflammatory signals. It gives inflammatory molecules generated. No recovery time. We don't allow our body to get recovered. Continuous pressure from hospitals, from management, from the authorities, from the patient. Constantly continuous pressure is being built upon us. So for that, to bring the rhythm, we have to bring sleep rhythm. We have to have a nourishing movement. Movement is a thing which we don't do. How many doctors are doing exercise every day? This is not an occasional thing. This is a thing which we have to do. How many times we sit down and we do breathing exercises every day. How much time we spend in silence. How much family connection we have at present. Because when our children are growing, we're not there. Now they're big enough. They are now in their place. We do not have connections. So this is the things which we all know that. But we think it is a fate, but it is not a phase. It is our biology has taken us to that stage. Chronic stress changes the internal terrain before disease becomes visible. So these chronic things which is going on in our life since so many years, it is doing the damage gradually in the internal terrains, and one day it is visible. This is, we all know, and it happens. So from response to reactions, doctors need there are two things. Now let us come to the neurological aspect of it, how the things happens. Because normally our decisions are come from the prefrontal cortex. Everybody knows. Our judgment, communication, planning, restrainment, ethical reasoning, decision making, it all from the prefrontal cortex. But under chronic stress, these two things comes into the picture. Amygdala and HPA axis. Amygdala, because these are the emotional centers of our body. And these get activated, and through amygdala, our hypothalamus pituitary axis get activated, HPA axis. So what happens? We become irritable. We talk to the patient also. Many of the times we talk very harsh. We have to talk very harsh. Not that we wanted to, but we have to. Fine. We miss details, and our defensiveness comes into the picture. Loss of empathy. We lose empathy towards our patients. Many things comes, and to be very frankly, all these things happen to me. All these things happen to me. But once I understood this, I try now. It is under my control because I do everything not to allow this amygdala to function. I don't want my HPA axis to get activated. Fine. When the doctor is exhausted, the brain shifts from thoughtful response to survival reactions. Because our reactions are now survival. So in a survival mode, we all do the things which are necessary, which our biology tells us to do. Not we. Our biology pushes us. It pushes us to do the thing what exactly the chemicals. So it's a chemical, basically a chemical game. So our ethics, then comes to the ethicality. Now we talk about ethically, unethical, ethical, all these things. But when we talk about ethical practice, it is not sustained by morality. If you are a good, only morality will not going to help you. I may be having a lot of good moral person. I'm a very morally strong, but my ethical practice will not come if my biology is unstable. Morally, maybe I am very good. I want to do such a thing, but my biology is unstable. How can I do this? How can I become ethical practice? Not possible. I have to rush somewhere. My biology is pushing me to do something more. My moral is telling. So there is a conflict. So what happens when exhausted doctors become vulnerable to? We are now, then in that particular fighting. Our communication become poor, and we take a shortcut decisions, defensive medicines, and incomplete documentation, compassion fatigue, and poor consent discussion. So compassion needs recovery. When we will be compassionate towards a patient? When our biology is in a recovery phase. We cannot be in cortisol flooding and we will think I will show my compassionate to my patient. I will be compassionate to my patient. It's not possible. I want to take good judgment, but my body is in a cortisol level. How can I take? Because the moment you are in a fight and flight mode or in a protection mode, your brain gets less blood supply. We all know it. Our intestine gets less blood supply because our supply is peripheral. Because our cell perceive threat, they secretes the chemical which would allow the peripheral peripheral circulation become more and central circulation become less. So our judgment is not there. For a good judgment to take, we need good sleep, with good recovery, which is we're not doing, because most of the doctors we don't get sleep also. And now in the mobile and the TV and all these things, now that has become more and more. You will not believe, not only in doctors. Recently, a few days back, I met the director of NIT Rourkela, because this month is the International Self-Care Month. So as my organization is on self-care, I thought of celebrating this whole month with lot of institute, and everywhere I'm going, whole month. Even any doctor want to do any meeting or anything on self-care, I'm ready to give that one. Then he was telling the same thing. What happens to the children in our NIT? They are so good students. They are from good families. And when they come here, they are going into grasp like drugs. They are going into sex. They are committing suicide. The suicide rate in IIT and NIT is very high. All these things are happening everywhere. Then I told him we are going with a project called Biological Intelligence Lab. We are going to construct, and I proposed them for a biological intelligence lab. We are going to come up with that with NIT. So it is a future thing, but it is needed. Everywhere, the whole world need this. And I think we doctors should be the people who should propagate that. We should join our hands. And because our knowledge is really, nobody can compare our knowledge, because we know physiology, we know anatomy, we know biochemistry, we know the disease, we know the patients, we know everything about a human being. And we are not opening our mouth. Because I have been doing 10 years alone, and now I am getting people to listen. That is, you are listening. So I am very happy to do that. But I want that everybody should speak. Everybody should go with this type of things, because the world needs it. The world needs self-care. And without that, we will not last longer. So this family connection, I always say that family connection is quite related to the parasympathetic. It's a parasympathetic medicine, I say. The more we are with the family, this is the only one time. If we are not with the phone, if we are not with talking about patients, then this is the only one place where we can discuss we can really talk with our wife, children. So that gives us, that is a real parasympathetic medicine. To be very frankly, our food, people talk of lot of things. You take this food, you take that food. Fine. Food is, what we eat is not at all important. How we eat is very important. Nobody's teaching that. Nobody's telling that. In a house, when you are taking food by watching TV or watching a mobile, because food is information. Food is not the calories which we are talking about. Biology says food is information. Thought is information. What we see is information. These are information going to our cells. and changing the biology. Fine. So no emotional recovery at home removes a major healing signals. Fine. A protected family windows restore patience and humanity. Because the more time we spend with the family, the more time we spend with the children, the more parasympathetic medications we get automatically. We don't have to buy this thing. God has given us this medicine. So family connection is parasympathetic medicine for the doctors. We have to somewhere, because I know almost all surgeons, they've not seen their children growing up. Because we have spent almost 80% of time in the OT only. So this is happening. So somewhere we have to work. Nobody can help us in this. So there is this I call cellular lens. Like from where I'm talking you to the lens which I'm wearing which I've created is the cellular. Revival at the cellular level. I'm talking everything through that lens only. I'm watching you. I'm talking to you through that lens only. So what are the things of that lens? What are the things coming? Work-life balance at the cellular level means it should be a structural one. Our movement, posture, rest, all these things come into the structural one. We should think in that direction. Our signaling, what are the signals which are giving to your body? Our stress is a signal. Our sleep is a signal. Our food is a signal. Our breath is a signal. These are signals. So when I talk about cells understand this language only. Fine. Energetic. We have to think about the mitochondrial recovery. A person, my orthopedic surgeon is hardly 38, 40 years old, and he has developed diabetes. What is the reason behind it? He operates 100 cases, 150 cases a month. Now, his mitochondria are weak. He has developed insulin resistance. And that is a 38, 30, 40 years old, no family history, nothing, and suddenly one day he is diabetic. It's because we are not allowing our mitochondrial recovery. Our cells doesn't allow that, because of the resistance, insulin doesn't go into our cells. That is the reason, simple thing. But we think of reducing the sugar. We think of wearing a, continuous glucose monitor. But what is the use of this if we don't work on the resistant part? Fine. Regulatory, I look into regulatory, how autonomically flexibility you are, how quickly go into the cortisol level sympathetic, how quickly come down to the parasympathetic. See, it is very simple. When you are in stress, wait for some time, just take a pause, do 5 deep breathing. Simple thing. Very simple. Everybody tells. And it is in our ancient culture also. You take 5 deep breathing. Suddenly you cut off your sympathetic stimulation, you will come to the parasympathetic. Only 5 breathing will break that signal. Remember this, it's very simple, but you do it and you will get it. I do it. Whenever in a complicated system, whenever I'm in a position, I do that and immediately my stress level goes down. My heart rate goes down. Because we are cutting off the signal there. This is very simple, but everybody should do that. During the work, during the talk, during the OPD, every time you have to, or your autonomic flexibility has to be there. You may get angry now, but you should know how to calm down after that anger period is gone. That is essential. How can you do that? I cannot teach you that, but you can do that. Fine? Emotional and neurochemical lenses. We have to give everything, like the moment we give a meaning to our work. Like if I'm sitting here and I'm talking at 9 o'clock to you people, I have a meaning. I want to do something. I have a meaning to my work which I am giving today, delivering. So meaning, if I am going and seeing 50% of rushing from one hospital or the other hospital, what meaning I am giving to that? So the moment we look for the meaning, our attitude will change. Our neurochemical balance will change. What type of connection we are making with the people or with the family? The moment, suppose give you an example, patient and doctor relationship. We see patient, but how many times we are connected with our patient? Connection is very important. I am a neuro-linguistic programming trainer. Neuro-linguistic programming means how can we connect with people very fast. I can connect with people very fast. So when I connect with my patient, I see the recovery tenfold. The same medication, same thing. From last 20, 25 years, I write only 4 medicines. Every prescription is the same name of the medicine, same category, same thing, but my patient recovery is 100%. I don't know why. It's because of one of the things is that connectivity. When they generate, everybody knows that. When they have faith on us, when they are connected with us, they become faster. So we have to, that when that will come, when our emotional and neurochemical balancing will be there. So work-life balance is not divided by hours. It is the right biological signals. If we look at work-life balance as a biological signals, then I think we can do that. So this is the simple, my cellular model. All of my cellular model is going through these 4 phases. All of my counseling, like it from diabetes, from cancer to all patients, all people, even I have made cellular success protocol. I have made cellular leadership protocol. I have made a protocol for diabetes, hypertension, cancer, anxiety, for everything. But they have to go through all these 4 pages. Reset. Reset is a that is a phase where we interrupt the chronic stress signals. Here we have to reset means we have to stop. We have to introspect first. What are the things giving me the signal? Because we have to identify them. Without identification, we cannot work on what is harming us. Because if I ask you now, what is harming you? What is the thing? Which is the thing? You will not be able to tell me. Nobody can tell me immediately. He has to sit down and think. Yes, what are the things is harming me? What are the things is causing me damage? What are the things? Then you have to write down. You have to do a reset work. Fine. You have to, now resetting, first thing is you have to come back to the circadian rhythm, sleep pattern. Sleep protection is very important. You have to again reset your clock, biological clock, which you clock is circadian rhythm. We have to follow the certain things which will bring us. Fine. We have to see that our breathing is become, before we go for the revival phase, our breathing becomes, we start working on a breathing pattern. Fine. Then comes to the revival phase, where we have to restore the energy production, which will help us. So we have to take care of our hydration, our 14-hour meal, sunlight, walking, stretching, recovery after every day heavy work. Recovery part has to be a part of every time we do some hard work, something we have done, we have to come down to the recovery. So reprogram phase. So we have to do a reprogramming, change false professional belief, rest wisely, serve better. Boundaries are not rejections. Every demand is not a duty. Sometimes we think of that. So restoration, family, silence, learning, mentoring, ethical practices, community of doctors, like we are doing like this. These are all the coming to the restoration phase. So again, we have to go through reset, revive, reprogram, and restoration phase. This is because time is, I think, running out. So our principle is that self-care to self-care. Self-care is the best care. For doctors, self-care is professional hygiene. I call it professional hygiene, the daily discipline of protecting the biology that allows services. Because the more better we are, the more services we will be able to render. A reset before clinical conversation, like hand hygiene before patient contacts. Maintain clarity before decision, like sterility in the OT. Monitor internal vitals like sleep, food, irritability, numbness, joy, and cynicism. Self-care to self-care, self-care to system care will lead to the societal care. So if we are all, our system is okay, then we will lead to a better society and we can take care of society better way. So there are certain things, work-life balance, morning, 5 minutes breathe, everybody should do. Food, do not glorify skipped meals, because we always glorify, as today we have not taken a lot of, I have missed my lunch and this, we should not glorify that. One protected family window daily. Weekly, one recovery ritual. During work, micro pause between intense consultation. We should take 5 deep breathing every time. Communications, when tired, speak slower. We have to communicate properly. Protect sleep, reduce phone exposures. Monthly, you can ask, am I becoming a doctor I wanted to be? We should ask this question every time, every day, not monthly, I say. Because when we become a doctor, we have some aim and objectives, and today, where we are, it is different. If we ask on this, then we will get our answer, our own answer. So this is a part of our International Self-Care Month, celebrated